you had machine gunners. And what the Germans done, they were absolutely masters of it. Every arc of fire, they could just go like that, and they knew they were getting the battlefield. So what we had, the lessons from the song, was that the 36th Ulster Division and the British Army basically then talked about section attacks. So if there's any military people, where's my para, is you have to put the hand grenade in, and that's how you, and that's why you're finding that a lot of stages, a lot of gallantry was for, and we'll talk about this when we actually get up to the likes of Tyne. So what I was saying to my group there was, believe it or not, at the other side there near the railway line was a German cemetery, and they had the Germans all buried in there before they repatriated them into the German cemetery. Can anybody tell me why they had them near the railway line? They couldn't rest. The noise of the train. And bearing in mind what the Germans done to these people, I mean, you just need to look at the early stages of the war. Great historian, Harlebeke, who works with Leighton Orient, and he does the very first stages of the war. You know what I mean? Of what happened when the German army occupied Belgium. So there was a lot of hatred towards the Germans. So when they buried the Germans, it was down just near the railway line, and what it was every time a train went past, they're not resting peacefully, are they? The train's waking them up.
His direct line died, you see, as he was at the war.
And one of the times when he signed his name, wasn't it an axe or an A or something, wasn't it?
An axe.
It was an axe. So the axe then would say to me that he couldn't, and there's no shame in that, because see, if you go through the census back in the day, you'd be surprised how many people couldn't read and write. Come on, hold up the front here. Come here.
Just on behalf of the loyal sons of Benagh, it's a privilege here to have a descendant of Private William Henning with us today. We have a few descendants, actually, some in our band and some not in our band. And when we heard you were coming, we thought we would take the opportunity to do our bit and try to rename the headstone with the proper spelling. So I'd just like to call up the descendants of Private Henning here, the Henning family circle. I know there's the Murdocks, the Donnellys, the Hennings are all here, so I'd like to call you up here and you could put this plaque in Private William Henning's honour.
Okay guys, come and get the fun lace. Yep. Come on, girls as well. Come on.
Okay.
And as I said, guys, we have tried everything, and one of the guys, it was your good self, sir, and actually says, can you not present the Commonwealth Graves, the book that shows that it's Henning with an E? We've tried everything. You need actual, what I turn around and says to you at the very start, you would need his birth certificate. Because a book, and I've no doubt at all the book, I've read some of the book, Gareth, you've sent me it, and it's well wrote, I believe everything is actual factual in it. But the Commonwealth will go, that was someone who wrote that. Where is your proof? And that's where, and see this man here, and Davy, they've tried everyone, they've exhausted the love for this soldier with these guys here. And to be honest with you guys, what an honour. And Jim, you know yourself, it's very, very difficult. I've identified a soldier that is unknown but a Royal Irish, and they wouldn't take my word on it. They want, he says, well, there's 12 soldiers died that day, you've only got 11 buried, the other ones. And do you know where I'm coming from? Common sense, But that's just the way the Commonwealth works. And I think what we have is a very, very fitting tribute where,
Beautiful.
and this is what I'm saying, this guy, the latter stages, you know what I mean? Another couple of 4 days, he was crossing this river. Another week, the war was over for that soldier. And Dazzy's Eels, the boys came up against the pillbox. So, and as I say, the 109th Brigade, 1st, 2nd and 9th Battalion of the Royal Enniskillens were involved in that battle. And as successful as it is, and I feel embarrassed saying this, it was a very successful, but me and Alec had this conversation. How can it be successful, Jim, when you've fallen soldiers? But they got the job done. They went on to Moseley. They liberated Moseley. And they crossed the river, and within, do you want to say what I remember telling you? Train? And within 7 days, when they crossed the river, the 36th Ulster Division was took out of the line. They were took back to a little place that we named Jim just past when we were travelling up Torcong, and
It's calm.
yeah. And again, that's where the 36th Ulster Division. So latter stages, isn't it? And unfortunately, this brave soldier, like so many others, lost their life. Hey Bart! I'm going to call for a minute's silence in honour of Private William Henning, but also his comrades, people in this cemetery this man fought with. A minute's silence please, followed by Sword English.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, just this wee quick thing, it's a wee thing that I'm sort of pretty passionate about, because I'll explain to you why. Specifically, the younger members of the band, the so-called veterans, as we'll call you. Suppose somebody's not following me over that, but anyway, I think I need to tell this story here. And I know I slag him, say this and say that and all, he's all here. But what I want to tell the younger ones here, that in the final throes of World War One, right, now, I've just been educated myself on the bus. We called it the River Lys, right? That's French, because it starts in France. But when it comes up to here, it's actually called the River Lea, right? Now the real reason I'm telling you that is because a few years ago, I'm talking to Phil, and Phil explained the thing to me, and I just said he would go for it. And he did, and he went for it. And there's a memorial on the banks, I'll give it its both names, on the River Lys and also the River Lea, right, which runs through here, that's what it is. Now Phil actually went through all the history on it, as we all know, right? He then got in touch with Gil, he got in touch with other people here in Harlebeke, and the memorial is actually on the river, as we call it, the River Lys, right? And it's the only memorial to the 36th Ulster Division up in this area here. And they actually fought in the last days of the war, pushing the Germans back across the Lys and things like that. There's one other wee quick thing that I told the lads and the lassies on the double decker, that the 36th Ulster Division and the mayor, I'm not sure how many of us was here when the mayor told us this, the 36th Ulster Division in this area are revered in a big way. And the reason being, where Phil's, I'll call it Phil's Memorial Lake, but where the memorial is, right, there's two wee villages. The 36th Ulster Division, they were in this village here, I can't remember their names, so they were in charge of this village here, and the Germans was across there, right? The 36th Ulster Division soldiers, they took every civilian out of that particular village and took them away to the rear, right? The Belgians, who were on the left flank of the 36th, they left the civilians in the villages, right? So the bombardment started, blah blah blah. The village that the 36th Ulster Division vacated and took the people out with them, they didn't lose one single person. The village was destroyed, like. The other village with all the civilians in it, it was destroyed with the civilians in it. That one survived. So that's a big plus for the history of the 36 in this area. But the reason why I wanted to speak to you about that was so he's all aware that that memorial that's on the River Lys was the brainchild of that gentleman there.
The brainchild is just what he says, a main gill, and what we wanted to do was to put an ending. We know that when we go down to the Somme, it's the start of the journey for the 36th Ulster Division, but where did it end? And I keep looking at your descendant's grave and went to myself, had he crossed that river, it was only 7 days. Big if, isn't it? But, you know what I mean? He never made it to the river, unfortunately, you know what I mean? But the actions, what Jim says, that the 36th Ulster Division done, it was bloody good fighting. You read any history book, it says there was good fighting. But how could it be good fighting? Even if you lost 1 man, 2 men, 3 men. The actions of these men, I don't think will ever lace the boots of these gentlemen. And I just wish he crossed the river, and within 7 days, I just wish he would have survived. But you could say this to all the gravestones, but you should be very proud of William. That is great, fantastic history. Thanks very much, guys.